AI, Peace and War, Chapter 5, The Cuban Waltz, October 27th, 1962. Elena never learned the name of the pilot, only that he was 23, freckled, carried a dog-eared paperback of Kerouac tucked against his thigh, and that somewhere above Cuba, the night sky tore open like silk and let him in. The U-2 drifted eastward on nothing louder than a sigh, its silver belly catching starlight the way a lover catches breath before confession. Down below, pine-scented hills rolled under moon-washed palms, and every leaf seemed to whisper, "Don't look back." But look back he did, first to the camera humming behind his cockpit seat, then further, past the Gulf's black velvet, past Florida's neon strings, until the curve of America itself shimmered like a promise half-remembered. He had orders. Photographed the missiles before the diplomats ruined everything. Instead he flew blind, radios dead, compass drunk on Soviet jamming, and somewhere in that void, the war began without anyone firing. In Havana, the streets were empty, except for stray dogs, and the occasional jasmine scent drifting from shuttered balconies. A girl named Luce, bare feet on warm stone, pressed her palm to a window pane, watching the horizon glow faintly, as though dawn had decided to arrive 3 hours early. She felt it first in the hollow behind her knees. The hush that follows a violin string snapped midair. Above her, the U-2 banked north, its shadow skated over sugarcane fields, like a finger tracing a map only angels could read. The pilot exhaled, condensation spiderwebbing the canopy, and whispered a line from Kerouac. "The only people for me are the mad ones." He never finished, because the fighters came then. MiGs, silver needles stitched against indio, engines singing that terrible metallic lullaby. One burst, tracers ribboned the sky, gold confetti for a wedding no one wanted. The pilot yanked the stick, the U-2 rolled, belly exposed, camera tumbling useless in its cradle. He thought of his mother in Ohio planting tulips that would never open if the next hour went wrong. He thought of Luce, though he didn't know her name, standing barefoot, fingers leaving prints on glass. In Washington, Kennedy paced the cabinet room, tie undone, hair wild as a prophet's. Maps fluttered on walls like prayer flags. Someone muttered about bombers over turkey. Someone else poured bourbon into coffee. Outside, the Potomac reflected the moon in broken shards, and every shard looked like a missile trail. Moscow answered in kind. Khrushchev's telegram arrived, crackling with static. "If you start, we finish," and the words tasted like gunpowder. Sack bases lit up from pole to pole, engines spooling, crews climbing ladders, wives clutching rosaries and station wagons parked at the gates. A child in Nebraska asked why the sky was rumbling, and his father, tears in beard, said, "Just thunder, buddy, just thunder." Back in the air, the pilot's oxygen hissed thin, altimeter spun like a roulette wheel. He saw the fighters close, saw the pilots' faces lit by cockpit glow, boys like him, homesick, bored, terrified. One MiG dipped wing in salute, almost friendly, then peeled away. No guns, no chase. A message, "We see you, we let you go, but the line is drawn." The U-2 limped home over the Atlantic, engines coughing elegies. Behind it, the island exhaled. Luce pulled her hand from the glass, palm print cooling, jasmine wilting in her hair. In Washington, Kennedy lowered the hotline receiver. In Moscow, Khrushchev stubbed out his cigarette and stared at a photo of his granddaughter, thumb tracing the curl at her neck. No launch codes were punched, no silos yawned. The missiles stayed asleep in their concrete cribs, dreaming of fire that never came. Later, Elena, now a grown woman in Paris, sipping cognac beside a Seine that remembered everything, would open a newspaper and see the declassified cable. U-2 lost over Cuba, fighters scrambled, mutual stand down. She'd run her finger along the margin, feel the faint tremor still lodged there, like a bee trapped in a jar. The war had danced on tiptoe, waltz time, 1, 2, 3, then vanished into the morning mist of Havana, leaving only footprints shaped like footsteps retreating in snow.